Hey, it's Chris Byer.
Chris Bowler,
Hey, CB.
what's up?
We're we're in focus with Mark Mathews. So we've gotten to know Mark for quite a few number of years, and he's taken a new executive director role with NAMI in the Quad Cities. We wanted to welcome Mark, let him talk a little bit about his background and the work that their nonprofit does to support our community. Welcome, Mark. If you
Yes.
want to introduce yourself, a little background on yourself.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate the opportunity. Mark Mathews, I'm the executive director of NAMI of the Greater Mississippi Valley. Originally, I'm from the Chicago area,
Oh,
born and raised there, went to undergrad at Northern Illinois University. Started my career as a police officer, did that
Yes.
for a number of years and moved on to some other careers, started my own business, and I've owned that for 25 years
wow.
and really got passionate about being the nonprofit leader, executive director about 12, 15 years
Yeah.
ago when I started volunteering for local organizations. So that's kind of my background. I'm married, live in Orion. I have two wonderful boys. We're filming this the day after Father's Day. So
Yes. It
happy
was a great
Father's Day
weekend.
to all those great fathers out there.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So how did you get that passion for the executive director space? Like you said, you were volunteering, you came from some different backgrounds, but what I guess got you excited to join that space?
Yeah, I had some operations experience,
Yes.
some leadership management experience, and started a new family. And I'll be honest, I started to get into nonprofit work because I thought it was going to be easier. A lot of people think that going
Yeah.
from the for-profit world to the nonprofit world is an easier
Right.
transition. That was the theory, but what I found is nonprofit work is incredibly difficult and challenging, and needs folks from all sorts of
Yeah.
backgrounds and expertise to help further those missions along.
Yeah.
So happy to join and happy to lend my hand in furthering
Excellent.
missions of a couple of great organizations.
So you're fairly new to NAMI in that role. You want to talk a little bit about the organization as a chapter of a more of a national organization as we understand it, but the work that you do in our Mississippi Valley area.
Yeah, so NAMI stands for the National Alliance of Mental Illness. It's a national grassroots organization that started in the Milwaukee area about
Okay.
45 years ago. Our chapter, there's over 400 chapters across the United States, and ours is one of the oldest, started in 1982.
Wow.
And what we really focus on is we don't provide counseling or treatment. Instead, we really focus on education, on advocacy, and support. So we have only a small staff, four full-time or
Right.
part-time employees that help manage volunteers. And then we have over 20 volunteers that are trained in our national model to provide either seminars, educational seminars, or support groups. And we really focus on not only the individual, but those family members and caretakers who
Yes.
support those folks with mental illness. So the support groups we provide, the seminars are all led by these volunteers who have lived experience. So that's our secret sauce is that
That's awesome.
background, those passionate stories, those real life examples are really powerful and make a difference in those small group settings.
Love it.
And I think you said too, a lot of partnering with other nonprofit organizations as well as a resource for them, that you're not duplicating necessarily services they provide, but you're providing your services to their employees, to their families, as you said. So I think it's a cool spot for you guys to be in.
Yeah, yeah. A friend to all nonprofit organizations, advocate for all, really helping share what services are out there for
Right.
clients and folks to utilize. So, yeah, we're friends of all and support all nonprofits in this region to better serve the clients and neighbors that we have.
Oh, that's great. Well, and how, I guess you talked a little bit about the volunteering. How does the community support you? What are you looking for from a resource standpoint as you're sharing that story within the community?
Yeah, so mental illness is really very common. One
Yes.
in five folks experience mental illness in their lives. About one in 20 get a serious diagnosis for a mental illness. So really, it's happening to all of us, or it's affecting our
Right.
families in some way. So one of the key things you can do to support NAMI is really talk about your experiences.
Hmm.
There does exist that stigma that
Yeah.
mental illness is bad. So for folks to actually talk about it, what's going on in their lives, the challenges they face, and how they might overcome those challenges, really help start the conversation and
Right.
help other folks. Of course, we always need financial support too, so you can go to our website, namigmv.org, to make a donation. Our big annual event fundraiser is a walk, the NAMI Walk, and that takes place on October 4th,
Okay.
coming up this fall. So it's
Oh,
free to participate. We'd love as many people to show up that day if possible to join us on that walk.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that's been a staple of an event for many, many years in the Quad Cities, which is pretty cool. Well, Chris, I know we've talked a lot about the changes and challenges within mental health care, since coming out of the pandemic. And, a lot of our clients are just looking for how do we provide resources?
right.
It's not just what's on the health plan or whatever, but we've talked a lot about that. It's great, Mark, to make that connection with what you guys are providing too.
Yes, very much.
So, Chris, it's time for your favorite question.
All right, Mark. Either you had a good day, a bad day, or a horrible day. Is there a quote, is there a motto that helps you get through that challenging time?
Yeah, I thought about this because I knew it was coming up. If you remember, if anyone played Little League Baseball, this is going back 40 years for me, 35 years, but they used to stand everyone up and face each other, face the field, and they made you say a Little League pledge. And I'm
Okay.
paraphrasing, but it was, I will play fair, I will strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best.
I like it.
For some
Love
reason,
it.
that has really stuck with me over the years of, it's kind of a great life motto too. Life's not always fair. It's hard, but as long as you do your best, try your best,
Yeah.
good things will happen. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great flashback to Little League.
That sure
That
is.
takes me back. Yeah, a few years for all of us, I think. So, yes.
yes,
Well, awesome. Well, Mark, thank you for sharing. Thanks for a little bit of the background on what you're doing with NAMI in the community. We appreciate you being on In Focus with us.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
thank you.
Good to
Thank
see
you
you.
so much for
Thanks.
the time. Great to see you.